What's up, bodyweight warriors? Welcome back to another video, and today I've got a full body dynamic flexibility routine. This time we're going to look at not just holding a stretch, but actively moving in and out of our maximum range of motion. And as always, you're only going to need some yoga blocks, a mat, some time and space, and let's jump into this routine. So we're going to kick things off by just kind of loosening up and reducing tension throughout the whole body. So we're going to start with just some twisting of the torso. So we're going to let our arms lead, both arms going around to the side, and let that be our momentum for this swing. What we're going to work on first is the hips and then the shoulders. So here we're going to keep the knees soft initially, but now as you twist from side to side, so I'm going to twist my left hand side, I'm going to try and straighten my left leg. So I'm kind of twisting almost like I'm finishing a golf shot or hitting a tennis racket, twisting through to that side, letting the arms lead, and then go back to the other side. So each time we twist, we straighten the leg and we feel like we push up and out of the foot. Doesn't need to be too intense. We're not looking for speed here. We're just getting that shift from side to side and feeling some rotation in the hips and in the spine. Just going to do about a minute of this in total. This is mainly about getting some movement into the hips. We're going to do a similar sort of movement for the upper body as well. So we'll do a few more per side. Twisting in, try to twist completely 90 degrees if you can. Okay, next one for the shoulders. We're going to do the same sort of arm swings, but this way we're going to do it now in this sagittal plane. So I'm going to switch alternating back and forth. So just letting the arms again, letting that weight just drop, and that's what's going to give me the momentum for this swing. As the rear arm comes back, it's going to open the chest up, so I'm getting a bit of rotation in there. And then like the first drill, we can go from this kind of gentle swinging movement to then trying to extend a little bit more. So this time you're actually going to actively lift up. You're going to try and lift this top hand as far behind you as you can, far over, and you're going to try and also reach with the back hand as far as you can. So they're both kind of reaching behind you, but both pulling in opposite directions. You can start off a little bit gentler and then build up. Again, power is not super important here, but we want to be feeling like we can reach both ways as far as possible. So just another few reps here. Okay, shake it off. That's kind of the full body, just a little bit of limbering to get started. We're going to come down now to the floor and begin looking at the hips first to help open up everything else. So let's continue that warm up with just some hip swivels. The channel favorite, keeping the torso facing forward, both knees drop to one side, both knees drop to the other side, moving in and out of internal, external rotation. And then we're just going to take a look at the glutes, the hips, just to get things again like moving. We like to stack the flexibility, so we look at moving the areas that are usually going to cause us the most limitation, and then that's going to help us with those main movements to get more range and more flexibility out of them. So we're going to finish up on the left hand side here. So we're going to go into a 90-90 position. We're going to use this a little bit more dynamically. So what we're going to work on doing is kind of feeling that this hip rolls over into this position, and we're just going to come out. We're going to use that rolling momentum to see if we can begin to move this leg back into more of a pigeon position. So I'm going to roll forward, twist over it as I come out. Just going to shuffle that foot back a bit. Same thing again. Roll forward, shift back, roll forward. If you feel like you get to a point and you can't shuffle it back anymore without compromising the position or not being able to get over and into this roll position enough, that's fine, just keep it there. But the idea is we're trying to get this right hip now towards our left ankle. We do 10 of these, just holding for a couple of seconds, come in and out. Feeling yourself twist onto this front leg. Okay, last one here. See if you can hold just that final maximum sort of glute stretch, pigeon position, just for 5-10 seconds. And then we're going to come into a kneeling sort of quadruped position. So on all fours, both hands supporting you. We're going to continue this twisting now. We've kind of focused on the hips and the lower back. We're going to bring that into the upper back and the thoracic. So you're going to take your left arm, which we just did the left hip, on the back of the head. You're going to push down through the ground, look up towards the sky, pause for a few seconds, turn back. We're always keeping this right hand straight, and we're just rotating around the axis. Again, we're going to do 10 reps here. That's 3. In the bottom, I'm reaching the elbow down, and in the top, I'm reaching the elbow up. Should be feeling like the mid back is working, shoulders are working. We're actively trying to open that thoracic rotation. Last couple here. Okay, I'm going to repeat that same thing now, just on the other side. So if you hop back into your hip swivel position, just move into a 90-90 now on the right hand side. We're going to do that same thing. So we start from our 90-90, roll, we twist into it, we take a rep or two, we begin to then move that foot further back and work on just trying to close this hip angle. 10 reps in total. Take your time with it. There's no rush. Just try to feel that position out. Feel where it gives you that best stretch over this right hand hip. Last couple here. Trying to get to that maximum pigeon for yourself. And on this last one, we're just going to try to sit in our maximum level stretch just for like 5-10 seconds. Again, just trying to eke out a little bit more range in those hips to help later on. Beautiful. Back to that quadruped position. This time we're doing right hand side, so the left arm stays down, right hand grabs behind the head, push down, twist into it, look towards the sky. 10 repetitions. Trying to reach the elbow down in the bottom and round in the top. The reason we're in this quadruped, so this all fours position, is that it kind of fixes the hip. So it lets us focus on just trying to rotate around that upper back, which is where we want to see the movement happening, rather than oftentimes people will try to move lower down. Last couple here. Okay, shake it off. We're now going to move and begin warming up the hips in a standing position, and we're going to use that then in a straddle. So for this one, I'd recommend grabbing a couple of yoga blocks. I'm going to come into what would be a standing aeroplane sort of position. So it's going to look kind of like the bottom of a single leg Romanian deadlift. So we've got the hips flat, a little bit of a bend in the knee, hands are supported as high as needs to. What we're going to focus on is basically trying to open the hips up as wide as we can. So I'm going to twist through the hips. I'm going to try and get my hips to face the camera, pause for a second, twist back to the start, and then I'm going to try and feel like I can close those hips into this front leg, and that's going to give us a bit of a stretch over the glute as well. So I'm going to lift it up, feel the glute working to open the hips, twist back into it, feel a little bit of a stretch. So move in and out. Again, just take your time on this one. Hold it for a couple of seconds in each of those ranges. So when you're twisting up, you're almost feeling like your whole body's just twisting on this left leg. Last couple here. Should be feeling like the glutes working a little bit now on this left leg. Bit of a hamstring stretch potentially as well. And come down to that neutral position. And we're going to do the other side here. So right leg, same thing, lift the left leg nice and high in line with the body. Little bend in the knee. Twist, open the hips as much as you can. And then twist into that right hip. Feel a bit of a glute stretch. About 8 to 10 in total, but we're just kind of feeling it out. If you want to go slower, take your time, that's fine. Nice big push out through the ground. Okay, last couple here. Nice. Open up the hips and twist into that front leg. Beautiful. Okay, we can put those blocks just to the side for a moment. So we're going to work on opening up both the adductors, our straddle, and also our hamstrings with this first exercise. So we're going to come feet together. We're going to do heels out, we're going to do toes out, heels out, toes out, and then heels out one more time so the feet are facing nice and forward, and we should be in a reasonably comfortable straddle. From here, torso stays nice and neutral. We're just going to push the hips back, feel a stretch in the hamstrings, feel the load into the hamstrings, the adductors. Go as far as you can with a nice straight back. Pause for a second, come back up. We're going to do 5 repetitions. I'm going to hold the final rep as deep as you can. So no rush here, we're only doing 5 reps. So really take your time to go as low as you can. Feel like the belly button is dragging down to the floor. Pause for a couple of seconds and come back up to that top position. I'd recommend keeping the legs pretty much straight this entire time so you can feel that the quads are kind of engaged. That's going to help make the legs feel a bit more stable rather than sort of passively resting on the joints. It's going to give us a bit of hamstring stretch as well, rather than having a slight bend in them. So number 4. As I said, on this 5th and final rep, we're just going to pause for 10 seconds in the lowest position we can, but we're actively holding. So it's a loaded position now in that hamstring stretch. Might be a little bit shaken, might be a bit challenging. Keep going. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Return to that kneeling position now. You are going to want those yoga blocks again. I'm going to do the same rep scheme. So that same 5 repetitions. We're going to do it in now looking at opening up the shoulders. We're going to use an extended cat-cow. So everyone's seen this sort of cat-cow position, or extending and flexing the spine. We're going to bring that into an overhead position. So both hands are going to be resting on the blocks. Going to sit the hips back and breathe in. Let the chest drop nice and deep. Try to feel that we're getting a nice arch in the spine. And then you're going to try and pull the sternum in. So tuck the pelvis under, but try to keep the shoulders low. So it comes into a more active position. And then as we inhale again, drop the shoulders down. So you exhale, sternum comes in, hips tuck under, keep the shoulders low. 5 repetitions, just with your breath. So that tuck should feel quite active, like we're trying to actively press the shoulders into this yoga block. And then when we inhale, when we relax, we're trying to just drop our head down towards the ground. And the last one here. Remember that active position. Tuck the hips, press the hands in. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So that's round 1 of these first 2 exercises complete. We're going to do another round of these 2. And we're just going to make things slightly harder. If it was hard already for the last set, keep it at the same level. Just try to use a bit more range of motion. If not, let's make things a little bit more challenging and keep trying to expand our range of motion. So we're going to go back into that 5-step horse stance. So feet together, out, 5 steps until we reach that nice, comfortable straddle position. This time, if you can do, we're going to think about trying to touch a target down towards the floor. So as we come down, I don't mind now if we see a little bit of rounding of the back. We're going to start by trying to reach the elbows down towards the ground. If you can't quite get there, perhaps let's get a yoga block. Let's try and touch something comfortably. Come back up, and then on each of those repetitions, you're going to try and reach further down into that stretch position. So I get elbows to the floor on that second rep. And third rep, I might try and get my head down towards the yoga block. A little bit away, so I'm going to try and get my fist down. Fourth rep. And on this final rep, I'm just going to try and think about getting our head as low as we can down to that bottom position. Squeeze the quads, you feel the hip flexors working. Feel yourself pulling everything down towards the ground, letting gravity help you. Feeling a nice stretch in the hamstrings and the adductors, the inside of the thighs. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Okay, shake it off a little bit and come back into our extended cat-cow position. One more set here as well. So same one. What we can think about doing is just moving the knees further back. So the further back we have, the more weight and load we're going to put through the shoulders, because we're having to lean into it, and that's going to make things a little bit more challenging. So 5 breaths, dropping the shoulders down, get them as low as you can. Pull the chest in, but try to keep the shoulders low, tuck the hips round. Active position, pressing down, and then inhale. Moving with the breath. And the last one here. Active position. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Whoa. It's actually quite a lot harder when you move those knees back. We're going to take a little rest now and move on to the hamstrings and the hip flexors. Although we touched on the hamstrings, we kind of work them in this frontal plane. So it's moving out to the side. We're now going to work in the sagittal plane, so this forward and backwards, hip flexors, hamstrings, and we're also going to train our shoulders in the opposite direction as well. So let's move on back in this kneeling position. Just come into a kneeling hip flexor extension. And from here, we can just think about lifting the hips up, squeezing the glutes. Going to feel that increase of the stretch over the hip flexors, and just relaxing down. Not looking for this to be super intense, just kind of warming things up for the next couple of exercises. So we're going to take that same 5 repetitions plus a little hold, and that's going to apply to all of these positions as well. And this is the last grouping for a little cool down stretch, and you've finished. This should feel more like a workout than your average flexibility session. Okay, so we're going to have left side forward. Might take a yoga block just to help you with some assistance here. Right at the front of your mat. Then we're just going to take that rear leg back. We're going to find ourselves into a lunge position. From here, we're going to try and kick our back foot down, lift the knee up, and find what is an active position. So we're loading the stretch now. I want you to try and think about keeping the hips low. If you try to stand up out of it, we're not going to get the benefit. So stay as low as you can and just trying to lift that knee up. Should feel a nice stretch over the hip flexors. A few seconds hold and come back down. So 5 repetitions. 2, 3, and come back. Now what you can do over this set is that after each rep, just try to wiggle that back foot out a little bit, go a bit longer, use a bit more range of motion. And that final rep here, we're going to hold for 10 seconds. So lift up, 10, 9, 8, 7, hips low, knee high. 3, 2, 1. Drop down. Do the same thing now. We're going to do it on the other side. So left leg back, right foot right at the front of your mat. Hands assisting if you need to. On the toes of the back leg. Hips low. Lift the knee up into extension. 3 seconds. Come back down. Five repetitions. Just make sure it's real nice, high quality. Don't rush. Don't try to get out of the stretch. 4. And on this last rep, hold for 10 seconds, wiggling that foot back if you can do. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's move those yoga blocks away now. We're going to come into our sort of standing pike position. I want you to come just with the knees relaxed, so bending the torso slightly. We're going to move in and out of this pike position, trying to lengthen those hamstrings. Now they should feel a little bit looser after that first exercise. We're going to come down into the deepest squat we can, as long as the heels aren't lifting. Pause for a second. Try to keep this connection between the stomach and the thighs. Straighten the legs, reach towards the ground, and then back. 5 repetitions in total. Deep as you can on both, so deep into the squat, and deep into the pike, trying to get the arms down towards the ground. It's 3, 4, and last one here, you guessed it, we're going to hold for 10 seconds. So if you can do, press down into the ground. You can get your hands under your feet, or if your hands behind your ankles, just give yourself a bit of a pull. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And as I said, the last one in this grouping is going to be for the upper body. We're going to lift ourselves into a tabletop position, so we're kind of moving the opposite direction now. Hands at shoulder width, fingers facing behind you, chest up, hips up, high as you can, push away from the floor, pause for a few seconds, come back to that starting position. Should feel a nice stretch now over the biceps, front of the shoulder, into the chest, and you should feel that mid-back working as well. And the last one, we're going to hold for that 10-second position. If it feels a bit easy, think about just trying to move those knees forward, slide, feel like you're sliding the floor behind you, away from you. So you open up those shoulders more. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Okay, we're going to take just a short rest, and we're going to repeat that all one more time, and you're basically done with the session. Like beforehand, we want to try and make things harder. We're always trying to see improvement, and the only way we can do that is if we demand it from the body. So we're going to do the same long lunge again. I'm going to take you through some options that you can do to try and make things harder. So let's start again, left side, forward, right leg backwards. Get those yoga blocks as you need to support. Foot at the front of the mat. So the first way we're going to make things harder, we're just going to look at not using assistance. So we're the same thing, hips low, lift the knee off, but now I've got my full weight rather than some weight assisting, and then definitely no hand on this front leg as well. So we do 5 reps again. 1, 2, 3. Come down, nice quality one. Just let that foot move backwards. 3, 2 more. Last one here, we're holding for 10 seconds. Lift up. If you want to make it harder, hands go on the back of the head. Lift the chest up. Hips low. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Swap sides. Bring that right leg forward, left leg back. Same thing. Try to go unassisted if you can do. Make it hard for yourself. 5 reps. Few second hold. Wiggle that foot back. Fourth rep here. That's 5th and final rep. 10 second hold. Lift. You can do. Hands behind the head. Chest up. Hips down. Suffer through that hamstring stretch. 3, 2, 1. Quads might be burning a little bit. Little rest, and we'll move into that squat to pike, and again make things harder. So let's start in that bent leg position. We're not going to change to the bottom position. I want you just to go down into your deepest squat. But when you come back up, you're going to think about obviously pulling tight here, but you're going to try and reach the hands in front of you. So you're going to try and feel like you're pushing the hips back, falling onto your heels, and then returning down. 5 repetitions. So lift the hands above, push the hips back. Should feel like it helps to rotate the pelvis a little bit more. Five repetitions. And then on this last one, we're going to lift into that pike, reach the hands just for a few seconds. Try to reach, pull deeper, and then grab the back of those calves. Pull yourself down into your maximum pike. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Finishing up now. Into our shoulder stretch. We're going to come back to that same tabletop position. This time we're going to spend the entire time in that lift. Same position as before. You're going to lift up. Now we're going to do some rocks. So we're going to push the floor away, push the knees in front, hold for a few seconds, come back to that starting position. So now we're just moving from 90 degrees to more shoulder extension. 3, 4, last one here. 5, and we're going to hold 10 seconds, try to get those knees forward, but keep pushing up through the shoulders, don't let them drop. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Just going to come into a nice friendly child's pose. So, knees back, drop the hips back, arms overhead. You can move from side to side. Move the hips. Take a couple of breaths. You can come forward slightly. I'm going to thread the left arm as far as we can across, drop the left shoulder down. Just feel yourself twist into this one. Again, take a couple of nice deep breaths, expand the rib cage. I'm going to lift up. Take the right hand, drop the right shoulder down. Again, this isn't supposed to be a hard stretch, just cooling down a little bit because those were kind of intense. Again, nice deep breath. And that has basically been this full body dynamic routine. We're going to do 2 sets of both of those pairings. If you found them too easy, make things a little bit harder, use those harder variations that we use in the second sets. Try to improve your range of motion each session. and you will see those improvements. As always, let me know your thoughts and requests for any future videos done in the comment section down below. If you enjoy this one, hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more future videos, and I'll catch you in the next routine. Take it easy.